Hey, I'm Kirk Cousins of the Minnesota Vikings. Today we're going to be grilling some steaks. This grill, I'm telling you, is just not heating up for whatever reason. I'm thinking it's out of propane. Of course this would happen. So being that the grill's not working, I think it's time to go out. I want to get some gifts for the offensive line.
This is the creme de la creme of pellet grilling.
I need a dozen of them.
It's going to be expensive.
And just so you know, Kirk, you don't need any tin foil with this grill.
I want people to get to know the real Kirk Cousins. Hey, I'm Kirk Cousins of the Minnesota Vikings. We're at my in-laws' house where my wife, my son, and I live during our off-season. Today we're going to be going out and getting some gifts for some of my teammates with the Vikings, but first I got to do some chores around the house, so come on in. So this used to be the living room, and we had to convert it into a toy room, playroom for my son Cooper. I spend a lot of my time cleaning it up. Cooper is 16 months old, so he's growing up fast, and we got another one on the way, coming in a couple of months, so we're gonna have our hands full. Here's a golf ball and painted like a football. He likes that one. We're gonna get him playing golf someday. People ask me if I'm gonna try to make him a quarterback, and I'm like, no, probably stick to golf and tennis. I think I've played enough football for the both of us. Looks good. I think the wife will be happy. So a few years ago when we decided to live here with my in-laws, we decided to redo the basement to kind of make that an apartment for my wife and I. So when I was early in my professional career, we really didn't know how to spend our off seasons. I'd never had that much free time. And the first couple of years we spent them in cold weather. And I said to my wife, never again, we gotta get south. So knowing she was from Atlanta, we said, why don't we just go down to Atlanta, live with your folks? And I have no complaints, it works for us. Over here I've got a hyperbaric chamber. I'm always about investing into my career, and I feel like anytime I can invest in something that's going to provide a return, it's money well spent. Brand new, they're about $20,000. Being the frugal guy that I am, I got one used for about half that. You can hear the air pop there. Got a second zipper underneath. And then it completely deflates, and I can hop in. This is all about recovery, just keeping your body as healthy as it can be. There are still some bumps and bruises from the season I'm recovering from, so getting in here really helps. Some nights I'll sleep in here. I used to think I would get claustrophobic in here, but knowing that I can get out whenever I want, it's not a big deal. And it's nice and relaxing to know that being in here and just sitting around is actually helping you recover. All right, another session down. As much as we did remodel the basement, this trophy wall was here from before I ever became a part of the family. And once I made the trophy wall, that was a big step in the family. So I made the in-laws trophy wall right next to the layup champion from the 11 and 12-year-old division. I got myself on a cup, and obviously the pride and joy, the Guinness World Record. Antonio Brown and I set the record for the most football passes caught in 1 minute. Alrighty, now you've seen most of the house, and you've seen some of the chores that I have to do around the house. And I think now we just need to finish with my favorite activity in the off season, which is grilling some steaks. I used to bring out tin foil as well, but unfortunately last summer I posted about grilling with tin foil underneath my steaks, and I got killed for it. And you know, I'm coachable. I'm always up for learning from some of the best, so I don't use tin foil anymore. For some reason, this thing isn't getting hot, or at least if it is, it's taking a while. We're gonna get killed again for grilling. Although this grill, I'm telling you, is just not heating up for whatever reason. I don't know if we're low on gas or what. I'm thinking it's out of propane. Of course this would happen, right? I mean, all the grill purists are now just gonna kill me. So being that the grill's not working, I think it's time to go out. I want to get some gifts for the offensive line. They worked so hard to keep me healthy all season long, and I want to get them something to thank them. When I was drafted by the Redskins, I mean, it was all about the Redskins. At the end of the day, I didn't care about any other team or who I had rooted for in the past. The Redskins were the team that picked me. They were the team that believed in me, so I'm going with them. And then when I end up with the Vikings, that's the same approach. I mean, this is what it's about. We're Vikings people now. What Minnesota fans want is what every other fan wants for their team, is to win a Super Bowl. So certainly the goal is to win a world championship and to take the steps necessary to get there. It's a tough league. It'll test you emotionally and mentally, and 2018 was no different for me and for the team. We certainly were frustrated with the outcome of the season. When you go 8-7-1 and you don't make the playoffs, that's not good enough. Haven't been sleeping well, and my wife, notices I'm in a bit of a funk just because it eats at me and it bothers me, and I wish next season started tomorrow so I could be ready to go and just move on. I can't say enough about talented, skilled people around me. That's when football gets really fun, and when playing the quarterback position gets fun, is when you know that the receivers, the tight ends, the running backs you're throwing to are special players. Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs can get open and can make things happen. I make fun of Adam Thielen because he's from northern Minnesota, where it's extra thick. Oh, for fun there, you should come over and we can have some mashed potatoes and steak, and it'd be a real hoot. I'm basically picturing like Adam Thielen's mom when I do that. I've never liked signing deals that are not guaranteed. I've always felt like that it's a fake contract at that point, because the player is bound to a term that the team is not. And being that the Vikings were willing to guarantee those 3 years, it made a lot of sense to do a 3-year deal. This business, like any other business, you can't take personally. And when things happen that teams know might offend a player, they look at you and they say, look, it's not personal, it's just business. And the same is true sometimes from the player to the team. So you move on and you say, what's important now? And that's the way I've always looked at it. And if you do that, I think it allows you to take the next right step. I try to drive my leadership style by saying, how do I allow the people around me to get to where they want to go? I think ultimately you have to lead by example, and you want the players around you feeling like you appreciate them and that you're spending time together. And I think just getting to know one another in a different setting than the football building can be very valuable. So when we went to the karaoke bar, I was like, let's go with Burn by Usher. So I got after that one, and everybody was laughing. So they were like, okay, Kirk, That was kind of funny. James Corden, give me a call. We could sing Burn by Usher, top of our voice, full voice. Maybe Usher could be riding shotgun and I'll even sit in the back and we can all three of us sing it. That sounds good to me. So it's always been a tradition, that quarterbacks take care of offensive linemen, and I've always enjoyed doing that. Some years it was a custom suit, from a tailor. Other years it was a plane ticket where they can go anywhere they want to go, and you just try to think of something creative that they would appreciate. And this year I thought, what better than to get them all grills. So we are here at the local hardware store. I think they have just about every single grill on the market. All right, back here in the cabin.
Kirk, welcome.
I'm trying to buy about a dozen grills for offensive linemen.
Awesome. Let's take a look at some of these Mac Daddy pellet grills.
All right.
So this is the Traeger
Holy cow.
Timberline 1300. This is the creme de la creme of pellet grilling.
Who could use that much space? Jeez. That's like a restaurant right there. But what's the next level down from this one? Can you show me that?
I will. That's a Timberline 850 right here.
Okay, so just a little smaller, a little more
smaller.
Reasonable inside. You still got the 3 racks.
You got it. It's a little bit more practical. The great thing about this grill is that it has the Wi-Fi, or they call it Wi-Fi connectability. So this grill will be integrated into your guy's cell phone. So they're at practice, they're getting ready to come home, the kids are waiting for them, the wives are waiting for them. After they get out of the locker room, they can go ahead and hit the button, turn the grill on. By the time they get home, this grill's warmed up,
wow,
ready to go.
That's awesome. What are we talking for this one?
This one's gonna be $16.99.
Okay. So these guys worked hard all season. They're offensive linemen. They protected me. They kept me upright. I stayed healthy for 16 games, largely because of these guys. So I want them to get the best. So let's do this one.
And just so you know, Kirk, you don't need any tinfoil with this grill.
That's good to know. And a lot of the grill purists on social media will be glad to hear that too. All right, I'm checking out. Decided to go with the Traeger Timberline 850.
Good choice.
Okay, I need a dozen of them.
Wow, a dozen. We can do that. It's
Yep.
gonna be expensive. 1,700 bucks about. We'll
All
do
right.
12 of them.
Yep.
We're gonna come up to, with tax, $21,980.35.
Well, you guys were a great help. Thanks so much. All right, you came to my in-laws' house. You saw how I live in the off-season. You saw me do some chores around the house. We attempted to grill some steaks unsuccessfully. And we just bought a lot of grills for my teammates that were not cheap. But I just realized I forgot to get the propane tank for my in-laws' grill back home. So I gotta head back in there. Until next time, we'll see you guys.